What is up, you guys? Wanted to give you a warm welcome back to the Seed Retention Network. Now, the title of today's video is What Happens to Your Aura and Why. Now, this is a pretty loaded topic, so we're gonna jump right into it. We got a lot to discuss today, so let's do it. A couple of things are going to happen to your aura when you're on this journey. All right. So, to create a reference point, right? Think about that feeling of guilt and shame after you finish rubbing one out, right? The loss of energy, the loss of motivation, the tiredness that you feel. Now, what I want you to do with that is contemplate whether you like that feeling or not, as well as whether or not you're aware of why that feeling arises after you finish that. Now, what you're going to be asking, why does this shitty feeling come about, right? Subconsciously, your mind, your body, and your spirit know whether the behavior you exhibit is shameful or not. All right? This is 1 + 1 = 2. Okay? If you do shameful loser shit, you're gonna feel shame. You're gonna feel guilt. It's important to keep that in mind. So the energy and the frequency that you emit as an electromagnetic being, because we as humans are electromagnetic beings. We're 70% water, so we're great conductors of electricity, and they like to withhold that information from us in school. I wonder why. But anyways, there's nothing that you can do that's going to mask or hide your authentic energy that you emit from intuitive people, that is. And an important thing to note is that, like, I'd probably say 75 to 80% of people are completely oblivious to, to energy and how it affects them. So that's important to keep in mind. But the fact remains, for those that are intuitive and those that are in touch with, the spiritual side of things, you can't hide who you truly are. You can't hide it. So, with all that being said, think about this. What is the opposite of guilt and shame? It's joy and abundance. Joy and abundance. Keep that in mind. Now, you might be asking, all right, if that's the opposite of guilt and shame, joy and abundance, that is, how do I align with that? How do I manifest that in my life? Well, seed retention. Seed retention. The answers and the power that you've been searching for have been within the entire time. There's a reason they don't teach us about this in school. And as soon as you get on this path and start taking action, you're going to realize very quickly why that is. Retaining your seed is difficult. And because it's difficult, the universe is going to reward your discipline and your willpower, which, once you see what that reward is, you'll find out very quickly that it's just another test from the universe. But we'll get to that in a minute. Let's see. So you're going to be rewarded with a high vibrational existence. Now, you might be thinking, all right, what is all this woo-woo shit he's talking about? What I mean is that your aura is going to be very intense. It's going to be very strong when you're on this journey. people will feel your energy on a completely different level when they're in your presence. When you're on this journey, that is. This extends to, to kids, to animals as well, who are more intuitive and receptive to energy than, the normal bots that are walking around nowadays. Meaning they can tell if your energy is pure, if it's righteous, and if it's well-intentioned, as well as the opposite. So keep that in mind. When you're doing this, that means that, animals are going to walk up to you, kids are going to be more comfortable with you, and that's because they can tell that you're walking a righteous path. You're doing the right thing. You're not doing creepy shit behind closed doors, like we talked about in the last video. What is done in the darkness will come to light. Now, I know the question that is burning in all the guys' minds that are watching this, right? What about women? What about women? What about women? Well, you've got to take your focus off of them, okay? And redirect that energy towards your goals and ambitions, whatever those might be, okay? Now, in turn, by focusing on your goals and ambitions, that will attract them, okay? And it's important to keep in mind that you want to be the one attracting them, not chasing. Because anything you chase has to be running away from you, okay? And they should not be the only reason you're doing this, right? They should not be the only reason you're embarking on this journey. You do this to accomplish your goals and make your dreams a reality. It's that simple. And that being said, right, your energy will be magnetic to women. They won't know why, right? Subconsciously, they'll know that you're full of life because you're retaining your seed, and that you're ready to reproduce because of this, okay? They'll know there's something about you, okay? Now, it's important to remember that this only comes to fruition if you're actually putting in the work, okay? If you're actively moving towards your goals, right? Because your energy is going to be vibrant and full of life. Like, women will smell the pheromones coming off of you, and you are going to be absolutely irresistible to them. That is, if you're putting in the work, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Now, once again, this in itself is going to be a test from the universe to see if you can continue to retain your seed, or if you're going to give your essence away, right? Now, this journey, it changes your mindset in regards to women, because you realize how powerful and how valuable your seed is, right? Because it can create a life. You ejaculate in a woman and she's fertile, you're gonna make a kid. You're gonna create another human being. You're gonna bring another spirit into this world. And that is a very powerful thing. And they've somehow convinced everyone that it's worthless because it's abundant, which is nonsensical. It's the most powerful thing you've got. It's important to keep that in mind. Now, to conclude, this is exactly why your aura or your energy is affected so much when you retain your seed. That's because it's the most powerful thing you've got, okay? I'm gonna end this off with a quote from Nikola Tesla, right? There's a reason they didn't teach us about his stuff in school, right? The quote goes like this: if you want to learn the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. I'm gonna repeat that. If you want to learn the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Alright guys, if you enjoyed today's video, like and subscribe, and throw a couple comments down there with some ideas that you'd like me to discuss in future videos. Alright y'all, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.